Hey, bodacious beast, welcome back to my channel. My name is ScottyAllenDay. Well, taking a look at it today, it's a very cloudy morning and it's hazy because of the smoke. Got a lot of smoke, got a lot of wildfires. Well, you know, Oregon, when it gets to about this time of the year, we have wildfires, and lots of them. So what if a theme park was modeled after all things legendary as far as the entertainment industry? What would the park look like? Why would this park be important to the entertainment industry, or just about anybody that has to deal with the entertainment industry? And why would this park be important, could be important to social media entertainers? My notes. So I got to see some of the sketch drawings about this new Americana park that they're planning on opening up in Oklahoma. And the more that I started thinking about it, Americana, I said, what could be more Americana? What could be more anything than the entertainment industry? It's been around for a while. Why couldn't we have a giant theme park just dedicated to legendary or iconic entertainment? So I started thinking about it. What would this park look like? Well, first thing is you'll have a nice big grand entrance. Probably kind of look like the MGM Studios logo without the lion, or even with the lion, but it's just the MGM Studio banner. And of course you'd have some kind of a train, but I would probably say it would be more like it would be more like a streetcar that looks like a tour bus. Just brainstorming and imagining things. So you have something that looks like a tour bus that goes all the way around the park. They pick up people and they take them to different parts of the park. Now that would be pretty cool. I mean, you go on, you sit on there, and then on there they'd have some TV screens showing, different things about the park, and, well, you get to enjoy the park as you go in. Now, you're going to go in through the grand gates, and you're going to go into the main entrance. So, think of it being similar to Main Street USA. Only, this would probably be, I would probably say, the Strip. There's always been, we had the Strip down in Fort Lauderdale, we had the Strip down in Las Vegas, we had the Strip down in LA. Well, you'd have Times Square down in New York City, but technically just about every single major city had something that was called the Strip. So that's what the first part of that's going to be. It's going to be the Strip. Now, on both sides, you're going to have big marquees. It's going to be like you're going to have theaters. It looks like theaters. You have a Broadway theater, and then right in between the big Broadway theater thing, right next to it, you'll have a museum that has to do with Broadway. On the other side, you'll probably have the entrance doors to what it looks like a big casino. And on that side, you're going to go inside and be a nice big lounge. And on the other side of that will be a big museum that's dedicated to famous Broadway performers. Famous Vegas performers. Not necessarily musicians that are for touring all over. No, Vegas performers. These are the ones that performed in the lounges and the dance halls and all that. This museum is dedicated to them. You have like Bing Crosby, and you'll have Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. and a lot of the legendary Vegas performers will be in there. Now you go down just a little bit there, and then you take a look, and you have Broadway. Big Broadway marquee. and the Broadway Museum, if I hadn't said Broadway already. And then on the other side, you'll have something that looks like the Apollo. And inside of that, you're going to have the best comedy club you can even imagine, and then a museum for the comedy club. And then on the other side, I mean, you can put all these buildings that people would know about. But you're not going to go too in depth with this, because you're going to have your shops, and have a couple of restaurants, and you're going to have the big shows. And then, of course, it's going to be like Disney and Universal. You're going to have certain show times where you will go into the theater, you can enjoy a good show, and then you exit out, and then they have their merch there, and they have the museum and the merch of all the other iconic performers. So that's the Strip. And then you go into the middle. I would probably say there would be a 1 acre lake, and in the middle there's going to be a stage. And I would say that there would be a 12 o'clock concert. There would be a 12 o'clock concert. There would be like a 3 o'clock stunt show, a 6 o'clock concert, and maybe a 9 o'clock fireworks stunt show. Now, the reason why I'm saying with a concert on there is because of the fact is Lake Mead used to always put on a huge concert on the water. They used to do that down in Santa Monica a few times. They've done that in Palm Springs a few times. And they've had concerts literally off into the ocean, and they've had concerts in huge lakes. And now I represent those times that these people had these in the lake. Now you're in the middle of you're going straight down the midway. A midway is what you call with the center split. In the carnivals and circuses, it would be the dead split, all the way straight down. So you get on to the other side of the big fountain show, and then you're going to probably have, I would say, maybe a big top on one side, and maybe a carnival midway on the other. Carnivals are always legendary, but something we're missing there. If you have an idea for that, let me know in the comments. I'll erase that and put that into there. I'm just brainstorming as I was going. Now you go to the end of the midway, and you're going to have a massive stage. All kinds of seats, and it would probably be about the size of, let's say, Fenway Park. Theater of the Clouds, Fenway Park style. Most of the seats in the back are all first come, first serve. And then you have the lawn in the front, or the mosh pit, or whatever. And a performer can come in there. Even iconic singers could be able to come in there and tear the house down. Now, most of the time it would not have to a ticket charge, because you're going to have hundreds of people there, and they'd like to see the show, but, well, be first come, first serve. You could do that, and then you can also have tribute acts, so on and so forth. Be a great place where you can go and enjoy some good music. Now let's go back to the center lake, and let's go off to one side. Now that side is going to be nothing but classic TV shows, iconic TV shows. Now, I'm not saying just buy it's just going to be a bunch of museums. Well, technically it's a bunch of museums. You have a bunch of rides throughout the park that are dedicated to the theme of what that is. But you can go inside of these places, and you can see a museum of all the actors. But here's something that's missing from a lot of these parks. And this is something that will draw everybody into these parks. It's with these TV shows. What about the sets? I would love to go and see the set of I Love Lucy. I would love to go and see the set of how Hogan's Heroes was. They showed us a few things with the barracks on top and the makeshift tunnel down below, where they did most of their scenes. Or the hut area for Gilligan's Island, or let's see, the Munsters living room, Addams Family living room, those type of things. I mean, all these different sets that people can go and actually go and walk and look and go and, ooh, you know what? And, you know, parents and grandparents can say, hey, you know what? I watched that show. That was a cool show. And a little bit of something there. Now, I'll get back to this in a minute because there's going to be a little bit more that's going to be involved with this. Now we're going to go to the other side, and that's going to be all nothing but movies and movie sets. Now, we have the entire circle of the park. Oh, and around where the stages is, it's all going to be dedicated to music. So you're going to actually have a radio station inside of the park. And you're going to have different museums on each side. And maybe a listening lounge where you can be able to go and listen to music you've never heard of before. All you have to do is just go and look and say, hey, you know what? Let me see this and this and this. And then it sends it to your phone and you go and you listen to it for the first time. That would be amazing because it'd be just like, you know, the most viral thing that we had not too long ago was people listening to Phil Collins in the air tonight for the first time. That would be some place where they could be able to go and listen to this. And then they can have a big lounge where it shows the most iconic concerts of all time. And then you can go into another area and see where the biggest concerts around the country are. So this entire park would be important to the entertainment industry because it actually puts the entertainment industry together in one big area. Now you can make it more oval and put animation in because animation is also iconic to everybody's lives. So there's a lot more things that could go into this. I mean, you could actually put Toontown on the main strip. Actually, there's that one missing corner that I was talking about with the midway, remember? That could be all dedicated to nothing but animation. So, what would the park look like? That's what I just told you. Why would the park be important to the entertainment industry? Because it keeps the entertainment industry alive. So you never know if somebody that you're raising, or a nephew or a cousin, that you take to this park, all of a sudden they're fascinated with different types of other shows that they've never seen before. Or a show that you forgot about, they love it as well. Or the kid that absolutely loves Sesame Street and he gets to walk in front of the prop for Sesame Street. Or you remember one of the greatest people of your childhood was Fred Rogers, and you can actually walk through his living room. Now, keeping all this in mind, and there's going to be a lot more. I'm gonna work a little bit more on this video. I'm just putting this down because it made me excited, and I wanted to share it with you. So why would this park be important to social media entertainers? Well, it'd be a place where a social media entertainer would want to go. Because number one, they could be able to do a lot more research. Number two, I would say they would have early birds. You buy an early bird pass to the park and you can actually rent a set for, let's say, an hour or a half an hour. I would say an hour. Where you can actually go and do a vlog about it, a reenactment. And you could actually rent or have one or two props included in with it. The park would make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on it. Or they could be able to do a live vlog and say, hey, we'll do a live, I want to do it live. And the rope goes down and they put up a guardrail and people can be able to watch their favorite entertainer go in there and do it. And then you also have actors that could go in once in a while and just act out different scenes that they've done. Now, you may think that could be kind of okay, but imagine somebody getting dressed up 70s style. Like that one guy that likes to cook old recipes. And he goes into the Brady Bunch kitchen where Alice cooked and does a recipe in the kitchen where the Brady Bunch, I mean, that was where the Brady Bunch had their meals made. Or the big stew pots in a Gilligan's Island scene. So a lot of this stuff would be all working. But wouldn't that be cool? I think it would. So what else do you think this park would want? What else would you like to see in this type of a park? Let me know it in the comment section below. I would really like to see it, because I really want to revisit this and put it together even more, make it more organized. Somebody steals it, I'll go. I'll be the first one to buy a dang ticket. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss another video. Till next time, keep on rocking.